Welcome to Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Now let's head into the ballpark for tonight's game.
We are back in Hendersonville, Tennessee, the Drakes Creek City Park for Ohio Valley League action. Full Count off of their first loss of the year against the Madisonville Miners yesterday, taking on the Fulton Railroaders, who have a 3-game losing streak. They are 1-6. Full Count has dropped down into second place as the Hoptown Hoppers continue to win with no pitching. 7-1 record now. They've played 8 games. Full Count 5-1. Paducah 4-3. Henderson 4-4. The Railroaders 1-6, and Madisonville now 1-7 in the Ohio Valley League as we're just finishing up. We're starting now the second week of the season. And hoping there's no rain here in the area. I think most of it is south of Nashville. We are expecting rain tomorrow here and had to make a change to our kids camp. Kids camp is now moved back to Tuesday through Friday. Hopefully everybody who has signed up has gotten an email. Well, the umpires are coming out, so we better get after that Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineup. We'll be right back.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
4007. The Chicken Man, Todd Hunley at Chick-fil-A of Rivergate, the title sponsor of Full Count Rhythm Baseball. Bubba Perry's already checked in on a Sunday night. He's kicked back. His wife and his dog there in his living room at the Hop, the House of Perry. He seldom posts on Facebook, but you might go figure out what's going on in Bubba Perry's life. You want to go to Facebook. He is everybody's friend. Love Bubba Perry. Let's get our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups here quickly before we get to our prayer and national anthem. Leading off for the Roaders, Thomas Kuhn at shortstop. Batting second to third baseman Nick Causey. Jacob Lotz in right field, batting third. Batting cleanup is the catcher Easton Sullivan. Ben Kaufman is at first base, batting fifth. Cade Clinton, the DH, hits sixth. Batting seventh is the left fielder Ellis Hurt. Batting eighth is Owen Phillips. He'll play second base. And hitting ninth, Matt Herlick playing center field. And on the mound for the Roaders, number 22, Luca Dickinson from Skyline Community College. As I said, they're 1-6 in fifth place. Head coach is J.D. Willis. I saw general manager Charlie Furbett down there in uniform. Assistant coach also is Josh Wooten. And for the Full Count Rhythm with a record of 5-1, Josh Carmen, head coach, will send out Rylan Moses to lead off, playing center field. Hudson Separulo bats second, plays first base. Gabe Jenkins in left field, hitting third. Nathan Rowland is in the cleanup spot, playing right field. Batting fifth, Bryson Hamilton behind the plate. Landon Rogers will hit sixth and play shortstop. Barrett Brown coming out from behind the plate. He's going to go out there and play third base and bat seventh. Jackson Zeller, last night's starting catcher, is the DH, hitting eighth, and batting ninth, the utility man in the infield, Joel Chandler, the second. And on the mound for his second start of the year, the incoming freshman to Belmont University is Jackson Goddard. 6 innings at Madisonville, give up 4 hits, 1 run, which was earned, walked 3, struck out 6, and got the victory in the game that Full Count won 7-4. Goddard, 6'3", 180-pound right-hander from right here in Hendersonville, Tennessee. He hopes to get into sports marketing. He's the son of Rich Goddard out of Portland, Tennessee, and Missy Lozano right here in Hendersonville, Tennessee. He's got 2 brothers, Tyler and James. a grandpa in Gallatin, a grandma in Gallatin, and a nanny, all in Gallatin. Chicken man, you know Bubba Perry loves some chicken. Good to have Bubba on Facebook tonight. Met Mimi from Paris, Tennessee today. She's in attendance for the second day in a row. She's Hudson Separulo's Mimi up in Paris, Tennessee. Hudson has also a pawpaw down in Jackson, Tennessee. Mimi also has her sister and brother-in-law here. We'll have the invocation now delivered by Chris Freeman, our public address announcer.
Father, we thank you for this opportunity to be here tonight, to play the great game of baseball and for both these teams on the field. We thank you for all the student athletes that are represented, along with the coaches, the parents, the fans, and everyone who is in attendance. We pray that in all that we do, we would give honor and glory to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for all that you have done for us. And Father, we ask that you will allow there to be sportsmanship on both sides and keep both teams free from injury, and allow this to be a game that gives you glory and honor and glorifies you. And we ask all these things in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and everybody said together, amen.
Amen. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here. We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
And Chris Freeman says, play ball we will. Here in Sunday, the first day of the week, the Lord's Day. Full Count Rhythm wearing their Bomb Pop unis, their bright red jerseys, and their sky blue pants. This is a special occasion when Josh Carmen breaks out the Bomb Pop unis. Jackson Goddard coming out to the mound. Goddard had a great outing up in Madisonville. And this is his first start at home. I would assume he's got a good group of family and friends that are here to watch him pitch. He's actually pitching on a rival's home field. Hendersonville Commandos play their home games here at Drakes Creek number 3. And he went to Liberty Creek, a school not too far away. They don't play in the same, I think they play in 2A or 3A. Hendersonville plays in 4A. So they're not in the same bracket when you get to the state tournament or playoffs, but when they play each other, it's a rivalry. And I think this year might have been the first time that the new school, Liberty Creek, I think in their 3rd year or 4th year of existence, actually defeated Hendersonville. They beat them right here, I believe. So hopefully some folks will arrive here a little bit late. Good to meet Mimi from Paris, Tennessee, and also got to see Ham and Jessica Suggs, parents of Cam Suggs. And we are going to make ACS Home Builders, that's Cam Suggs, the dad's business. We're going to make that our permanent alumni spotlight based on his contribution in yesterday's Mission Night jerseys auction. He was very generous, and talked to him a little bit before the game and asked me if I'd be okay to make him or make them, ACS Home Builders, our permanent alumni spotlight supporter, as Jackson Goddard delivers 5 minutes early. Getting earlier and earlier. 7:00 is first pitch. Ball one, and that one's sliced out of play. And the count goes 1-1 strike. Ava Dorn back on the scoreboard today. And Stegall's official score is back in his usual spot. Chris Freeman, of course, handling the public address announcing. Goddard now's gone 3 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff batter, shortstop Thomas Kuhn, Kuhn. Game time temperature brought to you by Safeware, 79 degrees, feels like 84. Goddard pitches from the stretch, comes to the belt and delivers a tie. Ball 4. And a leadoff walk for Kuhn. Kuhn from Erskine College. Let's get him on first base. Another right-handed hitter, Nick Causey, the third baseman. He grounds one to the right side. That's going to get on through into right field. And the Rotors have 2 on after 2 batters. Nick Causey just finished his JUCO career up over at Montlow State. He had a really good year for the Bucks. Brittany Burns says, let's go Rhythm. Mary Kate Separulo is hanging out in Paris, Tennessee. The daughter of Mimi, I believe that's right. Jacob Lott, the right fielder, stands in, looks at ball 1. Looking for a double play ball. That pitch is a little high for ball 2. Without the director tonight, she's at home sprucing up the casa for my son-in-law and my grandson, Reese Snapka. They lost their tournament game today down in Tupelo, swinging a miss by Lott. Watching on Game Changer a little bit. Reese got him a single on one time that I saw. And then I think he had a fly out. I don't think he had any fly balls out to him to make any great catches, but they lost on a walk-off hit. Actually, it was a walk-off error, not by him. 3-1 count. Goddard gets one in there that's fouled off to the left side. There we go. Thank you, Mary Kate. The question was whether or not I put Mimi on the correct side. I have dad's grandparents, mom's grandparents, and I try to separate those so that I can keep track. Jacob Lott, second year, at least second year player for the Rotors, draws the walk, and the bases are jammed. Not what Jackson Goddard had envisioned when he was at home this afternoon thinking about his start. Now Easton Sullivan come to the plate. On the roster, he shows he's supposed to be number 7. He's wearing number 8. That's Chase Cameron's jersey. I'm guessing that Easton Sullivan forgot his orange jersey. That is lined over the third baseman's head. That's down and should score 2. And a 2-run single for Easton Sullivan has the Rotors on the board. 2-0 Fulton with the early lead. Emerson Separullo watching her big brother play, says Tommy Separullo. Now Ben Kaufman, first baseman, steps to the plate. Another Motlow State buck. He had a big year. I think over 20 home runs for Motlow State. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Swing and a miss by Kaufman. Walk, a single, another walk, and another single. 2 runs on the board. Still looking for that double play. Hey, it's a pop-up right back this way, and a AAA autoglass. Foul ball. They've got their big signs out there on the batter's eye in center field. One to the left of, all right, have to figure out whose uni is who's out there on the wall. It's a half swing, and he couldn't check it. And that is a Corson fire and security strikeout. Let's get the other strike up there. Now we'll put him on the board. First strikeout of the game, and Goddard needed that. Now he needs a ground ball to a middle infielder as Cade Clinton, the DH, comes to the plate. Clinton from Holmes Community College. Nice stab there by Bryson Hamilton. Keep the runners at first and second. Watt leads off a second, and there's a fastball in there for a called strike. First thing to go when my wife's not here is the score bug, the balls and strikes. I apologize now for every mistake I make. Swing and a miss. Behind the plate tonight, Devin Neely. Down at first base, John Higdon. And out the middle of the field, the third base umpire, Mark McNabney. Our 3 arbiters today. That's fisted foul off the screen next to the on-deck batter. These are all college umpires in the spring and still work the college summer league circuit. Another nice stop by Bryson Hamilton. Mary Winscott. Scott is saying go Jackson. I'm assuming it's Goddard and not our DH Zeller. 2 runs already here in the first for the Railroaders. Swing and a miss, and of course, and strikeout for out number 2. Back-to-back Ks for Goddard. The former Trevecca Trojan, current Kentucky Wesleyan Panther will come to the plate. Ellis Hurt. It might be his 3rd year with the Rotors. Eddie Crittenden, their broadcaster and one of their owners, might be listening in. He could tell me that. Chopped down the third base line. But Barrett Brown will glove that in foul territory. Oh, 1, 2 out, 2 on. Swing and a miss. Pitch a little bit outside, but Jackson Goddard a pitch away from striking out the final 3 batters here. Ellis Hurts a 7-hole hitter. Paducah Chiefs hosting the Hoptown Hoppers tonight. Paducah leads 3-0. Henderson Flash at Madisonville. That's Flash 5-2 already over the now victorious Madisonville Miners. Chop slow to the short. Landon Rogers gloves, charges and throws over to first. He charges, gloves, and throws to Separulo for the final out here in the top of the first, but 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, 2 runners left on base. And it's time for Full Count to get the steel-pressed Old Hickory bats warmed up as we go to the bottom of the first.
This is Eli Reese. You are listening to Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my grandpa, Tim Reese, on the Full Count Sports Network.
Frankie Delgado's checking out the broadcast. Frankie, good to hear from you. You must have been reading my mind. Guess who's penciled in for the ACS Home Builders Alumni Spotlight tonight? Nope, it's not Henry Jackson. Nope, it's not Levi Perrell. No, it's not Drew Robertson or Jackson Benjamin or Peyton Sells. We've already used them. Next on my list, Frankie Delgado. We'll learn more about Mr. Delgado. This is Frankie Jr., I would assume, who has sent in a Facebook post. But you never know. It could be Dad. If it's Frankie Sr., let Frankie Jr. know. Between the top and the bottom of the 5th, I'm going to have our ACS Home Builders Alumni Spotlight, Rhythm Alumni Spotlight. We'll do that later on. Rylan Moses, day off yesterday. He is stepping in. Hitting .471, playing in his 5th game. Been out 2 games. Looks at ball 1 outside. On the mound, Luca Dickinson. Not Lucas, Luca. It is Frankie Sr. Frankie and Mara in near Knoxville. I'm going to go with Clinton, Tennessee. Is that right, Frankie? Still there? 2-0 pitch is way outside. Moses being patient in this at-bat. Normally swings at the first pitch if it's anywhere close. Hit a bomb up in Henderson the other night. He and Charlie Bozeman were co-Chick-fil-A Rivergate players of the game. There's a called strike at the knees. Ryland now 1 hit behind Joel Chandler for the team lead. He has 8. Chandler has 9. Chandler's played in more games, though. But swing and a bat flying toward the rotors on deck area. Good thing there wasn't anybody standing there. This is when you go get some more pine tar. Hudson Separulo is on deck. He's just glad he wasn't on the backside. Little kid baseball, you put that on deck batter behind the batter. Full Count Ministries, Full Count. Chopped out to shallow left center field, but on to make the catch is Matt Herlick for out number 1. Hudson Separulo steps to the plate. Playing in his 5th game, he's hitting .286, 4 for 14. He's got a bomb, 3 RBIs. Walked 5 times, been plunked once. On base average of .500. Dickinson starting Separulo out like he started Moses with a wide one. It's now 2 balls and no strikes. For a minute and a half, he and Nick Causey and Ben Kaufman were teammates. The reason that Ben Kaufman got to play first base this past year for Motlow is because Hudson Separulo got injured as he looks back at Devin Neely and wonders how that was called a strike. Hudson played in 8 games, starting 7, and then got injured. Ball's hit high, but foul down the right field line. It'll get out of play. A AAA autoglass, foul ball. Appreciate Dylan Doris and the Doris family for their support of Full Count Ministries and Full Count Rhythm Baseball. Auto glass repair, replacement, recalibration, mobile service, lifetime guarantee. 2-2 becomes a full count. We don't call it a 3-2 here. Call it a full count. Full Count Ministries, full count. 2nd in a row. Just a bit outside. And there is ball 4. Not sure what Dickinson was trying to throw right there, but it did not look like it was a fastball. Now Gabe Jenkins, last night's Chick-fil-A Rivergate player of the game. 3 hits and 4 plate appearances. The VMI Kedet. And the first batter that Dickinson has started off with a strike. Dennis Thorman's checked in. He's rooting for the the Railroaders. We like to have the opposing team. And there's a hit by pitch. Don't rub it. Jenkins, just like Coach on Cheers, I'm heading to first. 2 on, 1 out. Nathan Rowland will step to the plate. Rowland hit the first home run of the year. That was at Madisonville. And not hit one since. Sue Crittenden, she probably knows Eddie Crittenden. And Rowland gets plunked. This looks like the top of the first yesterday. J.C. Myers plunked 3 batters in the first inning yesterday. Rowland, he's taking his time walking down there. Geared up to take a big old hack. Next thing you know, you get hit in the hands. And maybe got that on the left bicep right there. So Bryson Hamilton comes to the plate with the bases loaded. Both teams load the bases in their half of the first inning. Hamilton, another VMI Kedet. That pitch catches the outside corner. Hamilton playing in his 3rd game. He's got 3 hits and 8 official at-bats. Fouls that one off to the right. That's another AAA autoglass foul ball. They also do shower glass. They've been to the Reese Casa and put in a really tall shower glass door as we got our, what do they call it, a primary bathroom now. 0-2 pitch. That's going to be another hit by pitch. 3 in the inning. And there's the Framework Athletics first run of the game. Driven in by Bryson Hamilton. with 3 straight hit by pitches. Again, probably not what Luka Dickinson was thinking about on the drive over on the Fulton Railroaders bus. Just talking to Brady Davis, now former Vol State Pioneer. He said they normally wear brown jerseys on the road. That ball's grounded to third. It's a fair ball. Stepping on third is Causey. It was right on the line, pretty close. But Roland is retired at third base, but the game is now tied. I must be tired. So Landon Rogers picks up a fielder's choice RBI. Now Barrett Brown, the switch hitting third baseman tonight, steps to the plate. Picked up his first hit of the year last night. The incoming freshman to Bellarmine from White House High School. 2 outs, 2 on. And the score is tied at 2-2. Runners take off, and pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. Apparently the old hit and run was on. Brown got his base hit yesterday, batting right-handed. They originally had a right-hander in the game. And when they saw Barrett Brown strolling up there to hit left-handed, they put a left-handed pitcher in. And they said, that's okay. I'll just switch around, bat right-handed. Got a base hit off of Zeke House, who ultimately picked up the save. Tried to go back pick, did shortstop Thomas Kuhn, but Dickinson was concentrating on the batter and went to the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Count scored 2 on a walk, 3 hit batters, and a fielder's choice. Must have stayed a little bit high for that one. So I'm guessing it was a changeup, and the count goes 3 balls and a strike. Barrett Brown is the 7th hitter in the lineup. Jackson Zeller, the DH, waiting his turn patiently. Oh, Doug Dorn breaking out in a sprint. Wants to beat his little boy James in a foot race here at the old ball yard, and there's ball 4. Ava Dorn's dad and favorite brother, since it's her only brother, got to be a favorite. Favorite and least favorite. She's got a favorite sister, too. Only one. Jackson Zeller stands in. How about some Zeller time right here? Jackson got 1 at-bat in yesterday's game. He chops one down the third base line. It's fair. Nick Causey makes another grab and steps on the base to retire the side. 2 runs, no hits, no errors, 3 runners left aboard. After 1, nothing is decided. We're heading to the second.
No errors.
See what happens there. You're watching and listening to the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Let's shall move to the top of the second. Hello to Rick Phillips. He's watching Owen Phillips. I think Owens is now a former Cleveland State Cougar. I think he's been up there a couple of years. He was up there with former Rhythm player Nolan Sargent. Cleveland State had a great year this year and just got knocked out of first place in the last weekend. Lost the 3-game series to Walter State at Cleveland. Walter State eventually won the conference tournament and went to Georgia, or actually hosted the Georgia winner, Georgia Highlands. Won 2 games there and then went on to the College World Series, as this is Owen Phillips at the plate. Looks at ball 1. Whoop, is that a strike? Okay. Now we have ball 1. Ball 1, strike 1. Owen Phillips, Matt Herlick, and then the top of the order, Thomas Kuhn. All we have information-wise is name and school for the Fulton Railroaders roster. I had to pull the numbers off of Game Changer. So, Eddie, we got to work on that roster on the Fulton Railroaders website. You're behind. Deb Goddard checking in. She's rooting for Jackson Goddard. There's another 3-1 count. He's been pitching behind these Rotors batters. There's a off-speed pitch in there for a called strike and another full count Ministries full count. Swing and a foul tip, and that caught a piece of Bryson Hamilton. So plate umpire Devin Neely go out and talk to Jackson Goddard, tell him how good he looks in the bomb pop uniforms. Give Bryson Hamilton a bit of a break. Not much of a break. Devin Neely's out there jogging around. Hamilton can take it. He's 6'4", 230, though. From Norfolk, Virginia. Swing and a miss. Another changeup and another Corson. Fire and security strikeout. Third of the game for Jackson Goddard. So he faces left-handed hitting Matt Herlick. Back-to-back left-handed hitters. Herlick, the College of Worcester. Swing and a miss. Or a foul tip into the glove. I'm guessing that's the Worcester in Ohio. Yeah, but I think that's spelled differently. One in Massachusetts, that one's sliced over the dugout building. I'm guessing it's in Worcester, Ohio, which is just, I think, north of Columbus. It's near Mansfield. My sister-in-law's from Worcester, Ohio. Ground ball to the right side. Joel Chandler gets over it. He's standing in the grass. He throws to Separulo. Route number 2. With 2 outs and nobody on, leadoff batter Thomas Kuhn, the shortstop, stands in. I think he was a late add to the Railroaders roster last year. Of course, these two teams met in the championship round a year ago. The Railroaders, when playoffs began, were not expecting that to happen. They had a knockdown dragout with the Paducah Chiefs, ended up winning in like 14 innings up at Paducah a year ago. And they won the right to get steamrolled by the Rhythm last year. A couple of mercy rule games. And full count won it, much to the chagrin of the Rotors and the players and their fans. And nobody wants to lose a championship on your home field. Goddard tried to step on a fastball there and spiked it. Fulton roll call. We got a left-handed pitcher, Micah Sanders, also from Erskine College. I see that on the roster. 2-1 pitch. Popped up. That will get out of play. AAA autoglass foul ball. Bryson Hamilton wanted to come over, make sure. Lori Gettelfinger. They were host home for about 2.5 minutes. Lori and Scott Gettelfinger, the parents of Brooke Carmen. Full Count Ministries and Full Count Rhythm supporters, big time supporters. 2-2 pitch. Not even close. Not sure what that pitch is that Jackson is not handling at all. He's been way out. That looked like a slider he hung on to a little bit too long. Full Count Ministries, full count with 2 out. He was good with that one. That's a soft little toss over to Joel Chandler II, who makes the catch for a 1-2-3 inning. Great job bouncing back for Jackson Goddard after facing 7 in the top of the first. Faces 3, the minimum, in the bottom or top of the second. Head to the bottom of the second. We'll see if Full Count can get a hit up there on the board. We'll be right back.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler.
I just wanted to come back early to say howdy to our Facebook friends who've checked in. Judy Carver says, go Rhythm. The Carvers are watching. Judy and I want to say Stan, so I will. Judy, is your husband named Stan? I think that's right. I think I saw Stan the other day. If not, it's okay. I sit embarrassed regularly. And hello to Mark Dixon, possibly listening in Vermilion, South Dakota. The father of Tim Dixon, left-hander for the Rhythm last year from North Central University up in Minneapolis. Luka Dickinson back out on the mound, facing 9-1-2. 9 is Joel Chandler. He got a 6-game hitting streak, grounded to his counterpart. That's Owen Phillips, who throws Chandler out. Fran Jackson, rooting for Jackson. I looked to see if Tim Dixon was on the Rockabilly's roster this year. He had indicated he might be continuing to play, but I didn't see him the last time that I checked that roster to see if he was still playing. He was a senior playing his final year of college this spring. So Rylan Moses fouls the first pitch he sees back to the screen. Folks sitting around the house watching a little college baseball tonight. I don't think there's any more NCAA games going. Maybe is Alabama still in a rain delay, or they playing late 0-1 outside? What do you got, Ava? You got some intel for me? Fire away. Kansas and Oklahoma still playing. That ball's drilled out to right field, and that's going to burn Jacob Lott. Moses rounds first, and he slides in safely. with a dude at double. His 9th hit of the year. And the Rhythm got something cooking. There's your first hit of the ball game for Full Count. Separulo will come to the plate with a runner in scoring position. And an early yard card by Ken Stegall. He's been wanting to play one for a couple of days since he's been away. Let's get Moses on there. Separulo walked and scored in the first. He hit one out of here of the Chick-fil-A Rivergate sign just to the right of the batter's eye out there. AAA Autoglass foul ball there. I knew I was going to use these binoculars for something. All right, so the two jerseys that are out on the batter's eye fence in center field. You can't see it from this camera angle, and probably can't see it from the wide camera either. He popped that one up in the left field. Wah, 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 wah. Catch made by Ellis Hurt, the former Trojan from Tribeca. He knows a bunch of these guys over here in the third base dugout. Out number 2, Separulo is retired. It's going to take a 2-out knock by Gabe Jenkins. Moses a short lead at second base, being hawked by Owen Phillips, but there's a ground ball right back up the middle. Phillips dusts it off and throws to first to end the second. A 1-out double by Moses is wasted. A couple of ground outs to Phillips and a fly out to left. And they do get their first hit, but strand their fourth runner of the ball game. 2-2, so we head to the third.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
There's Eddie Crittenden checking in. PA idol. Eddie, you are not a public address announcer. Okay, there's a difference between a public address announcer and a broadcaster. Not to say that one can't do the other job. Typically, if you're a broadcaster, you can do PA. A lot of them vice versa. Chris Freeman, our public address announcer, he broadcasts all the time, or has in the past. I think he told me this, he used to broadcast Vol State baseball before I did. Probably a whole bunch of years before I did. Back in the mid-'90s then. He says back when they were number 1, Kenny Thomas was the coach. Kenny Thomas met your wife. Kenny Thomas was dating her and you took her from – no, she's way younger than that. WVCP, the radio station on campus of Vol State. 1-1 count. Jackson Goddard out on the mound facing 2, 3, and 4. The Rotors lineup. It's Nick Causey who fouls one out of play. Somebody on it. AAA Autoglass foul ball. Causey singled to right field with a runner at first. Later came around to score the second run of the first. That one sails to the backstop. Goddard faced 7 in the first and 3 in the second. Eddie, those Railroader fans I know are loving you on your broadcast. How's your equipment working for you. Did you upgrade? Looked like you had upgraded. I saw a couple of those Sony cams on your desk. They want to check down with John Higdon at first base. He says no. Of course, he's blind in one eye, can't see out of the other. Just kidding. I know, John. Full Count Ministries, Full Count. And that is off the thumbs. Dolores Harrell rooting for the RRs, the Railroad. Lined. That's going to get into center field. And the now former Motlow State Buck is a thorn in the rhythm side. He's 2 for 2.
Now batting the right fielder, number 10, Jacob Watt.
They played a game against the Columbia State Chargers. Final score, I believe, was 25-24. 13 home runs hit in the game at Motlow State. It was a slugfest. I watched that game on the Game Time Sports Network with Jay Harper, who broadcasted their home games this year. Jay and I have worked together several times. Jacob Lott walked in his first plate appearance. Looks at a called strike. Must be slow up there in Fulton, Kentucky tonight. Eddie's watching. Is Sue your wife? That's the question. I should know this by now. This is our 5th year in the league, 6th year in the rhythm, but 5th year to be with Fulton. My wife's name is Susan. Very, very few people call her Sue. She doesn't really like that, but Susie, I call her Suze. Frances Rowland, she's down there in Savannah, Georgia. Smoked foul down the first base line. Hey, let's get the right count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We call it a full count. Nathan Rowland's grandma down in Savannah. Everything's square down there in Savannah, Georgia. You go down there, it's real easy to get around downtown. I think it's all north and south. One hopper to Chandler over to second for 1, on to first. And there's a dude at double play, just what the doctor ordered for Jackson Goddard. That's what I was calling for in the first inning. We didn't get it till the second or third inning. 4-6-3. Nice turn by Chandler and Rogers. Here's a train a-coming. Excuse me, swing by the catcher, Easton Sullivan, who also singled in his first at-bat. Right over the third baseman, Barrett Brown's head into left field, drove in the 2 runs. Delta State. Is that a 4-year school? That's a D2 school, isn't it, Ken? They play in the Gulf South. Sue's mother. Okay. You like baseball, don't you? I know you love the Rotors. Slowly hit ground ball, 2 hopper to Rogers, and he calmly throws to first. Easton Sullivan grounds out. 6-3. So after the leadoff single by Nick Causey, Jackson Goddard gets out of the inning facing only 3. 3 hits now, 2 runs for the Rotors. But we're going to go to the bottom of the third. I promise. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. That's right. Jill's the better half. I knew I'd seen your name on here before. I'm old. I can't remember stuff. We'll be right back.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Who saw me in that commercial, that Full Count Ministries video commercial? I was in there. That was my team on the field several years ago. That commercial might have been made in 2022, 2021. I was in it with my reading glasses on, standing there at the dugout, watching my team play, keeping a scorebook. Nathan Rowland, Francis's grandson, takes a healthy hack there and comes up empty. Hit by a pitch the last time he came to the plate. Luka Dickinson still on the mound as that's grounded to Owen Phillips. He bobbles it. Rowland runs well on the throw. Gets by Kaufman. That's going to be an E4 to allow Rowland to reach.
Now, Fulton, the catcher.
Henderson Flash now leading Madisonville at Madisonville 11-5. And the Chiefs lead the Hoppers 6-1. Bryson Hamilton fouls that one back toward field 4. Heads up over there. Triple A autoglass foul ball. Hopefully that didn't hit anybody in the noodle. I'm not sure if the tournament's over, was being played here or not. Ava says it's over, and she knows stuff. Runner takes off. A late break and a great throw by Easton Sullivan. And Nathan Rowland is erased. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike with now 1 out. Caught stealing is Rowland. Who got that? Was that the second baseman, I believe? Left side, and stepping and throwing is Thomas Kuhn to retire Hamilton. Nice play in the hole for Kuhn. After the error and a caught stealing and a ground out, it's 2 outs quickly. Landon Rogers, who grounded into a fielder's choice that scored a run in the first, steps to the plate with nobody on. Trevecca Trojan, rising sophomore, looks at a breaking pitch, doesn't like it, turns his head away from it. Says, I'm not even going to watch it. Rogers playing in his 3rd game. He's got a hit in 7 plate appearances coming into today's action. Told you the first thing to go is the score bug. So he now has 2 RBIs on the season. Ground ball to the left side. Kazi gloves. Throws across the diamond, and the nice stretch by Kaufman. Retires Rogers. And Luka Dickinson faces the minimum in the 3rd inning. So each team scored twice in their half of the first, but nobody can push anything across in the next 2 innings. We're now a third of the way through this game. It's going by quickly. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here.
Compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
No reason not to. We go to the top of the fourth. Jackson Goddard back out for the top of the fourth. Do want to thank Chick-fil-A of Rivergate for being our title sponsor yet again. Todd Hunley, Linda Hunley, his lovely wife. They've owned Chick-fil-A of Rivergate, I don't know, 25, 30, 70 years. It's been a long time. Title sponsor. They also sponsored our Jersey nights. We had Mission Jersey night last night. Sponsor our starting lineup and our player of the game as the first pitch gets in there for a called strike to Ben Kaufman. Can't remember where he's from. Saw his dad at the game. I did not broadcast it at Motlow, but his dad and Nick Causey's dad came up to the area where I was standing or sitting. I keep a score sheet for Vol State games on the road. I broadcast the home games. And both dads would come up to the right side area, which was the visitor side. And one, I think, or maybe both, videotaped all of their at-bats. They both had very good years, but not sure. I know Causey is finished with his JUCO career. Can't remember if Kaufman is yet or not. Tapped foul. They've lost didn't lose him. They know right where he's at, but they let their head coach, Dan McShay, go. I think he was there for about 20 years. Athletic director Ross Fanning said, we're going to go in a different direction, I guess. 2-2 pitch taken for ball 3. Don't know if they've named a coach yet or not. I get the impression there's a front runner. Full Count Ministries, Full Count. We'll have that Full Count Ministries verse later on the outside, and it's ball 4. Pretty close. Kaufman struck out the first time he came to the plate, draws the third walk of the game by Goddard, first since the first inning. And a leadoff walk brings up Cade Clinton, who struck out in the first. Almost the same pitch. It's called a ball. Kaufman, hardly any lead. I think he can step back to first base. He's got none lead. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. OVL is off tomorrow. Back at it at Hoptown on Tuesday. And a home game Wednesday, on the road Thursday. back at home Friday and Saturday before another off day. Out off to the right side, AAA Autoglass foul ball. Full Count Ministries, full count. Jackson Goddard's Nana watching from Gallatin. There's strike three on the outside corner of Corson. Fire and security. Strikeout. Fourth of the game. This was the first backward K of the night for Goddard. Now he's a ground ball away from getting out of the inning as Ellis Hurt comes to the plate, who did hit a ground ball to shortstop Landon Rogers. They did not play at Trevecca at the same time. Hurt was at Wesleyan, Kentucky Wesleyan last year. Landon Rogers' first year with Trevecca was last year. Kentucky Wesleyan won their conference. That is off the thumbs over to Chandler. He's going to go to second for one, and the throw to first. There is another 4-6-3. Do that double play. Just what the doctor ordered for Jackson Goddard. Ellis Hurt slow to get out of the box because he absolutely got sawed off on that inside fastball. So Chandler knew he had a little bit of time to turn and make the throw back to Rogers. Kaufman with a very short lead at first base was not going to be a problem to retire at second, but the second do that double play of the night turned by Full Count. And we'll go to the home half of the fourth. See if we can pick up some runs. Need to get ahead before we can get some Country Financial. Zach Williams insurance runs.
This is Eli Reese. You are listening to Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my grandpa, Tim Reese, on the Full Count Sports Network.
Little Eli doing a great job on those bumpers. Going to get a new one here soon. As soon as I get with old Zach Williams, not only is he an insurance salesman, he is wicked smart about this broadcasting stuff. I got to get him to help me with some videos. Switch hitting catcher Barrett Brown was ready to swing when he stepped into the box there. Fouls that one into the Rotors dugout. Brown walked in the first. Barrett 6 foot, 185 pounds. His time is called. Pitcher and catcher need to get in sync. He's from Cottontown, Tennessee. Went to White House High School. He's the son of Brian and Ashley Brown. Their middle child, and an older brother, Zane, who's at Belmont University, former rhythm pitcher. And he's got a younger sister, Maura, who's driving now already. Can't believe it. Barrett played on Team Reese in the Full Count Fall League for 4 years. So I've known that family, the whole family, for a good while. Been on mission with his dad, Brian, as he slings the bat as well on a foul ball. What is going on with the handles here? Grandy, the grandparents both in Madisonville, Kentucky. One named Grandy and one named Nan. Nan is checked in. She spells her Nan with 2 N's at the end. I've just got 1 N. Helen Kelly in Madisonville. She's got a Papa and a Mimi also in Hendersonville. Takes a healthy cut there and fouls it back. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes as somebody threw some pine tar to him and looked like it broke in half. That's Jackson Zeller, his fellow catcher. Barrett Brown heading to Bellarmine, the Bellarmine Knights. What league they play in? OVC, then the OVC? Oh, they are in the A-Sun, aren't they? The Atlantic Sun Conference. Fouling pitches off. Lipscomb University's in the A-Sun. University of North Alabama. We had Carson Howard also as a, speaking of UNA, I don't know if I mentioned him, had him as a alumni spotlight. 1-2 pitch is high and away. Saw Lewis Roberts at church today. He's the husband of Cindy Roberts. Stitches by Cindy. And the changeup gets Brown out in front for a leadoff strikeout here in the 4th by Luka Dickinson, who settled down after hitting 3 straight batters in the 1st inning. That's his first strikeout of the game. Jackson Zeller at the plate. Grounded into a fielder's choice to end the 1st. Swings and foul tips that at the plate. Zeller's the feller. He's leaving Chattanooga State in the portal. 5'11", 185 pound. Be a rising redshirt freshman. DNP'd for the Chattanooga State Tigers. Breaking pitch stays inside. From Knoxville, Tennessee, attended Farragut High School. They're pretty decent at baseball. Richard and Amanda Zeller. I believe they were here yesterday. Not sure if they're still here. Called strike. Brother of 2, Colton. He's got a grandpa and a grandma. Dallas, Texas. Got a grandpa and a grandma in Knoxville. They're a little closer. I believe they were here last night. Swing and a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Luka Dickinson.
Now batting the second base, Joel.
Number 9 hole hitter Joel Chandler with a 6-game hitting streak. He's got a hit in every game so far. Came in hitting .391 now. 9 hits. There's 1 extra base hit. It's a double and 3 RBIs. Does not offer at the breaking pitch that winks at the outside corner at the knees. It's a good pitch there by Dickinson. Chandler from the beach, Orange Beach. He's also 5'11", 185. Rising sophomore at Montevallo, the Falcons. Business and marketing major. All over that inside fastball, but a little late on it. Fouls it off to the right side. AAA autoglass foul ball. Joel Chandler's his dad. He's in Fairhope, Alabama. Kayla Chandler, his mom, is in Brandon, Mississippi. And he looks at ball 3 in Full Count Ministries full count. Hello to Beck in Canton, Mississippi. And Grandin and Grand in Brandon, Mississippi. 2 outs, nobody on. Full count to Chandler the second, and he's going to draw the walk. Top of the lineup, Rylan Moses comes to the plate. Hit an opposite field home run up at Henderson the other night in the 16-3 shellacking that Full Count put on the Flash. Unusual. The Flash don't typically give up that many runs. The Rhythm had 9 runs in the ninth. Son of Devery and Kimberly at the plate. He's 6 foot 190. Nice floating breaking pitch in there that parachutes in for a called strike. He's from Portland, Tennessee. It's up in northern Sumner County. Went to Good Pasture High School. It's where Mimi's sister taught for a long time. I think she taught the youngsters over there at Good Pasture. Diane is her name. They live in Lebanon. Her and her husband are here. Hudson Separullo's aunt and uncle. Backline text from Brandon Jaggers. Oh, the mission trip guys down in Nicaragua listening in, says Brandon Jaggers. Jonas Smithson, I think he coaches here. The rising senior at Trevecca, right-hander. Speaking of Good Pasture, he played at Good Pasture. State champs, 3-1 pitch. Drilled to right field. That may get over Lott's head, and he makes a leaping catch. Hard to see when it gets back to the wall, but almost got over Lott's head. But I saw the joy in the leaping of the Rotors infielders that told me that Jacob Lott had made the catch off of Rylan Moses, who doubled into right center field or right field over his head last time. Lott played back a little bit farther this time, was able to get to that line drive. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner was left aboard. We are through 4 innings, and it is still 2-2. Be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Hendersonville Firefighters Association called to the bullpen for Full Count. Number 28, Jackson Grant, 6'1", 170-pound left-hander. Redshirt sophomore from Flowery Branch, Georgia, is on in relief of Jackson Goddard, who goes 4 innings. Gives up 3 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. Walked 3, struck out 4. And we'll leave with no decision. He faced 16 batters as he gives way to the left-hander. It's Jackson night. Jackson Goddard gives way to Jackson Grant. This is Grant's second appearance of the year. 1 inning, did not allow a hit, had 1 strikeout. Faced 3 batters, retired all 3.
Leading it off, the second baseman, number 5, Phillips.
8, 9, and 1 due up for the Rotors. Jackson Grant was at Erskine College. He's now in the portal. He's from Cherokee Bluff High School down there in Flowery Branch, Georgia. Glenn Grant is his father. He's an only child. Grandma's in Peachtree City, Georgia. Mimi and Buddy are in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Staying in the host home of Drew and Caroline Robertson. First pitch swinging, Owen Phillips fouls that one off and out of play.
Foul ball. Return.
Roger Perez checking out the broadcast. Just now seeing that on Facebook. Father of Jaden Perez, former Rotor. He was on the Rotors last year. A slow breaking pitch fouled at the plate. Rotors had 3 Vol State Pioneers on the Rotors last year. Brady Davis, who's back again this year. AJ Anakin Jack Armstrong and Jaden Perez, left-handed hitting outfielder from Miami. 0-2, and an even slower breaking pitch. Retires Phillips with a Safeware strikeout. Waiting all day for that ball to come to the plate. Phillips is now retired. 2 strikeouts. Another left-handed batter, Matt Hurlick, steps to the plate. He grounded out to second. Into second. He squares around the bunt and thought he was going to get hit by the pitch. Ended up missing the bunt for strike 1. Jonathan Huffam's back. Jonathan, I missed you at the bus stop church today. Haven't seen you there. You shirking your service duties at Long Hollow Church? Don't do it. Wondering who's down there in Nicaragua watching it. Mazante with Jonas Smithson. Alex Montiel down there, Hada Rubio, David Zeladon. Any of those guys anywhere close? Not even sure who else is on your trip. Are you leading the trip, Jonas Smithson? What are you, 22 years old, leading the trip? What did he do? Did he step off more than he should have? Or yeah, there is a pitch clock. We've had violations yesterday. Foul ball off the screen. Who's our bat boy, Ava? That's your responsibility, your duties. You need to find out who the bat boy is, okay? You know who it is? They're checking the wrong way there. There we go, check down there. With Mark McNabney, he did not. Full Count Ministries. Full count. I believe this is the last mission trip. There's a week in between, I think, and then one more mission trip in June. Ground ball up the middle. Chandler backhands and throws a dart to Saparillo. Chandler thought that was the last out, but no, it's the second out. Top of the lineup, Thomas Kuhn steps in. Second time that Hurlick is grounded out to second. Chandler been busy over there at second base. Started a couple double plays. He's caught a soft liner by Thomas Kuhn. And a couple of assists throwing out Matt Hurlick. Jackson Grant trying to get a 1-2-3 inning. He didn't throw it hard. He has the hitters off balance for sure, though. That was behind him. Kind of held on to that pitch just a little bit too long. Good to hear from Roger Perez down in Miami. I need to check in on Jaden, see how he's doing. I think he's playing summer ball in Virginia. Got a 2-1 count. Ground to 2. Joel Chandler. It's a good guess. He makes a throw over to Separulo. Hard to miss him as a target. And another 4-3 if you're scoring at home. And if you are, I need to know about it. Send me an email to tresports@gmail.com and let me know your favorite scorebook that you use. I like to use a takeoff of Bob Carpenter's broadcast scorebook. All right, we are headed to the bottom of the 5th, which means it is ACS Home Builders Alumni Spotlight time. And our Alumni Spotlight tonight is former Carson Newman catcher Frankie Delgado. Frankie, he found love, and he married Brooke, his lovely wife, 2025. He is now a police officer in Johnson City, Tennessee, from Clinton, Tennessee, but now moves, I think that's a little bit farther up into northeast Tennessee, Johnson City. Frankie was injured, I believe, the first year that he played, came back and played the second year. And his parents were fixtures as regular listeners when they couldn't be here, but they came to games fairly regular that I would see. And his dad, Frankie, would be on the broadcast. Felt like we were sitting right next to each other, got to chat a good bit. Frankie, one of the favorite rhythm players from his teammates and fans of the Full Count Rhythm. So love to keep track of Frankie. We're praying for your safety, buddy, okay? When they start shooting, get down, or more importantly, get behind some concrete. Frankie Delgado, our ACS Home Builders Alumni Spotlight, as Hudson Separulo takes a pitch outside the zone here to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Yard card called right now by PA announcer Chris Freeman. Do you want to thank Cam Suggs, Cam and Jessica Suggs, parents of Cam Suggs from Greenbrier, for their support of Full Count Rhythm Baseball and the Ministry of Missions. I think that Frankie Delgado might have gone on a mission trip. Jonah, if you're so inclined, let me know if Frankie's been on a trip. Jonah's been down there a dozen or a couple dozen times, I believe. They just got there yesterday. Separillo looks at ball 2. Sep 0 for 1, walked and scored in the first, flew out the left field, and that was Ken Stiegel, our official scores yard card that went down the toilet. There's a called strike on a floater outside, over the outside corner. 6th year in a row that Ken and I have worked together. Like that shows on Facebook, friends. Part of the original rhythm section. Ken Stiegel used to sit right next to me looking out through the camera window. That was awful, wasn't it? We got to give that to Junior here. Ava Dorn, she gets to look out that one. Fouled at the plate. Mark McDaniel, the voice of the Hendersonville Commandos, was the public address announcer for the first 4 years. Tim Ferguson came in last year, and now he's Coach Ferguson, I guess, so he can't make it. Full Count Ministries, full count to Separulo, and he lines one that gets by the diving Owen Phillips, but no yard card for Chris Freeman, but he'll take a knock. Second hit of the ball game for the Rhythm. Oh, what a good big sister. Vanessa just brought snacks for everybody. Good job, What do we got? Airheads. What else we got? And what do we got? A regular Dr. Pepper? Vanessa. Where's the rest? Where's all the rest of the stuff for everybody else? We just want whatever good stuff you bring. I'm just kidding you. Just messing with you. I can't eat and broadcast, okay? Gabe Jenkins, he can't eat and hit. 0 for 1. He's been hit once. Swing and a miss. Adam Spates is the supervisor down there. There we go. 0-2 count to Jenkins. The Birmingham Baron, Adam Spates. You got Addison down there with you, surely. Oh, take a hack, even if it's inside. Adam Spates giving a shout out to Frankie. So he was on the trip. Adam and Charlie Spates lived in Chinandega for, about 5 years, I guess. Have moved back to the States as that's lined out of play. They've got Addison and JP, two sons down there. And I don't know if they're in Vestavia Hills. 1-2 count is the correct count. Down there near Hoover area, south of Birmingham's where they live now. Another AAA autoglass foul ball. Hey, while you're over there, get that one. Bring it back to the merch pavilion for a souvenir. A little soft, spongy ball. You know those balls are not quite as soft as you think. I can't use those at church to hit little kids with. They're a little bit harder than the ones that I buy. That's my job in the preschool area. Yeah, I do. Good take right there on the inside corner. I'm half a clown at Long Hollow. I blow bubbles with bubble gum for the kids and juggle with my juggling balls. You got to be careful talking about your juggling balls at church, though. Some of the little kids don't really understand. Full Count Ministries, full count. Sometimes they don't call them juggling balls. They see that they're in my pocket and they ask to see my juggling balls. Full Count Ministries, full count, and that's outside for ball 4. That's all I'm going to talk about juggling balls. 4th walk of the game for Luka Dickinson. He's gotten himself in a pickle here in the bottom of the 5th. It's Nathan Rowland time. We're going to be rolling. You know what? Nathan Rowland got a hit by a pitch in the 1st, reached on an error in the 3rd. What will he do here in the 5th? I'm going to go line drive down the left field line. And popped up out of play. So I'm not. Left fielder Ellis Hurt is way over into left center field. What'd you say, Chris? What about Tim Reese? Hurt is, the left field line, Roland can run for days. He started the swing, holds up, but home plate umpire says, I believe that was over the plate. 2 runs in the top of the 1st for the Railroaders, 2 in the bottom of the 1st, and nothing but zeros after. It's time for Nathan Rowland to put the rhythm on top, and he's going to get plunked. He's not going to put him on top, but he's going to get him closer to the plate. And the bases are jammed again. This happened in the 1st without the 8 of a hits. The 4th hit batter of the game by Luka Dickinson. And, of course, the Railroaders, if you know the Railroaders, they have a pretty good assassin sitting over there on the bench. That's Brady Davis. He hit 9 batters last year for the Pioneers at Vol State. I don't have his 2026 stats up there right now, but I'll get them later. But he plunked a few batters. Bases jammed, nobody out. Bryson Hamilton. That pitch gets by the catcher, but staying put at third is the 6'5", 240-pound Hudson Separulo. He's got a young lady that's here watching him play tonight. And somehow or another, he has talked her into marrying him one day. She actually volunteered and introduced herself as Hudson Separullo's fiancée. Bryson Hamilton, not sure if he has a fiancée. They want to check down at first base. Jonathan Higdon says, no, he did not go. Frankie Jr. must be working the night up there in Johnson City in the police department. Pitch outside, and count now goes 3-1. Dickinson is pitch away from walking in the go-ahead run. Hamilton wants to see one hittable. I'd like to see one hittable. Come out of your shoes, Bryson. He doesn't get one. It's ball 4. And the Rhythm take a lead. His second RBI with the bases loaded, and he didn't have to swing the bat. Got hit by a pitch in the first with the bases loaded. Drove in the first run of the game. That's called the Framework Athletics first run of the game. Separullo comes in to step on home plate, and J.D. Willis, I believe, is strolling out, and he's going to get the baseball. That's going to end the evening for Luka Dickinson. So we will take a quick break and tell you about the new pitcher when we return right here on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Ben Bryant, the new pitcher on for the Rotors, says he's from Southwest Tennessee. That means he's a Saluki on in relief of Luka Dickinson. Dickinson goes 4+ innings. Gives up only 2 hits. 3 runs to this point. Walked 5. Struck out 2. And plunked 4 batters. 4 of the 23 batters that he faced. And right now, he is the pitcher of record on the downside for the Rotors if they don't come back to tie it. He's going to face Landon Rogers, a right-handed hitter. Brown, a switch hitter. Of course, unless the Rotors turn a triple play. Don't look at me, Ava. It could happen. Landon Rogers, a couple ground balls. One of them drove in a run. How about a little something down that left field line again? Ellis Hurt playing way over again in the left center field. Not planning on Rhythm batters getting out ahead of the pitch, apparently. The ground ball right back up the middle. This could be 2. Stepping on second base is Kuhn, who Gets the out, throws on to first for a 6-3 double play. Run will score, but no RBI to Rogers. As Bryson Hamilton is forced out. We're out number one, now 2 outs. And a runner at third base. 2 outs. Barrett Brown switches around to right-handed. Was a ball. 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. That ball gets by, coming to the plate and going to be scoring on a wild pitch. Easton Sullivan could not get a handle on it. Nathan Rowland comes in to score. Now Barrett Brown says there's nobody on base for me to knock in. 5-2, the Rhythm leads. That wild pitch by Ben Bryant. And now 3 balls and no strikes to Brown. There's one in there for a called strike. Brown's going to need that stick back. Need that stick back. Pretty generous strike zone right there. Rhythm have turned 2 due to that double plays. Rotors had a big one right there, but wild pitch was trouble. There's your walk. Second time that Brown has walked. Action Jackson Zeller to the plate. Rhythm now looking for some Country Financial. Zach Williams Insurance runs. Check swing by Jackson. Jonathan Huffman wants to know who the base coaches are. Should be Jimmy Gamboa down there at third base. Nick Krupp is at first base. Jonas Smithson has been handling third base. But he is Noah Stockey. And if he is not here, he must be there, according to David Zeladon. Missionaries down there in Nicaragua. There's a strike called. David didn't agree with that one. One hit in the inning. That was a leadoff base hit by Hudson Separulo. Supposed to have been a home run. Runner from first goes, and a pitch is fouled at the plate. Count remains 1-2, and Barrett Brown will have to return to first base. Then a walk and a hit batter loaded the bases. Another walk drove in Separulo to give full count the 3-2 lead. Then a run scored on a double play ground out by Landon Rogers. That's on the outside corner. Jackson Zeller is going to have to go back to the dugout with a backward K on the score sheet. Third out, the first strikeout by Mr. Bryant. Ben Bryant, the Saluki. Full count scores 3 in the bottom of the fifth, thanks to Frankie Delgado, our ACS Home Builders Alumni Spotlight. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
At the Hendersonville Firefighters Association, IAFF Local 3460, we believe our mission goes beyond the firehouse. It's about serving people, strengthening our community, and sharing hope. That's why we're proud to support Full Count Ministries and their dedication to developing athletes, building character, and spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Whether on the field or in the community, we stand united in sharing the good news and making a lasting impact. Hendersonville Firefighters Association, Local 3460, proudly supporting Full Count Ministries. Go Rhythm.
This is Reese Snapper. You are listening to Full Count Rhythm Baseball with my grandpa, Tim Reese, on the Full Count Sports Network.
Reese Snapka on his way to Hendersonville as we speak. Lord Jesus, please keep him safe. Andrew Snapka, his dad, driving. He's coming up for kids camp, but kids camp got moved back, just in case you're just now finding out. Kids camp was supposed to start tomorrow, but expecting bad weather. So camp now will be Tuesday through Friday. Reese has got to be back down in Mississippi on Wednesday night. He's going to play in a baseball game Thursday for the OG sports team. That's the original sports 8U club down there out of Columbus and Caledonia, Mississippi. Jackson Grant back out for his second inning. 1, 2, 3, fifth. He is now the pitcher of record for Full Count. The Myers are back. Just tuned in. That one's lined over to the second baseman. The Joel Chandler, the second, who's been extremely busy tonight. Nick Causey retired for the first time. He's now 2 for 3. Looked up some the Montlow State stats from this past year. Causey hit .395, played in 49 games. 9 doubles, 12 home runs, 36 RBIs. Swing and a miss by Jacob Lott, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Jay and Tina Myers, saw them before the game, sitting right behind home plate in the high dollar seats. Parents of J.C. Myers, apparently they left. Maybe they went and got some Brewster's ice cream. Ground ball to the right side. Separullo will glove and then flip to Grant for out number 2. How did I get that runner on first base? There's 2 outs. That's what it was. And put a runner at first instead of an out. It said 1 out. So I pressed the number 1 button. Again, director Susan Reese is not here tonight. She is readying the house for our guests. Inside pitch to Easton Sullivan, who's 1 for 2. Bennett Kaufman hit .318, played in 48 games. Again, he played because Hudson Separullo got injured after 8 games. They were all teammates for the Montlow State Bucks down in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Play in the TCCAA, Tennessee Community College Athletic Association. 11 JUCOs in Tennessee that play baseball. 3-0 count now to Sullivan. 2-run single in the first, grounded out in the third. Right over for a called strike. Don't have classifications or hometowns on the roster. Ball 4 puts a runner at first. First runner to reach against Jackson Grant in this ball game. Jackson Goddard got the start. He went 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. They were earned, walked 3 batters, struck out 4. Left with the game tied 2-2. Throw over, and that very close to a balk move right there by Grant. I don't know how that's not called a balk. You step, sure looks like you're stepping more toward home plate than you are first base. delivers home and changeup in there for a called strike to Ben Kaufman. Kaufman 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. More formally known as Bennett. How's that one out of play? That's what it was showing on the Motlow State roster. Is Bennett. He clubbed 23 home runs for Motlow State. Andrew Fulmer led their team with 29, and he wasn't even the leader in the conference. Another soft pitch in there that just lands outside on the 0-2. Andrew Fulmer, a freshman shortstop that getting some looks for the Major League draft at 361 for Motlow. Kaufman hits one out to center field. Ryland Moses underneath it. He makes the catch for the final out of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner was left on base. Head to the bottom of the 6th, looking for some Country Financial. Zach Williams Insurance runs. We'll be right back.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here. We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Dolores Harrell wants to know who the umpires are today. Devin Neely's behind the plate. John Higdon, everybody's favorite Clarksvillian, down at first base. Mark McNabney is the third base umpire. Hello again to Jay and Tina Myers, who just tuned in. They probably have been here all night, just tuned in. Also possibly tuned in are the parents of Brady Davis and Bugs Meadows, a couple of Ball State pioneers that I covered this past spring. Brady Davis from Clarksville, Tennessee as well. It's 9-1-2 to face Ben Bryant here in the bottom of the 6th. Joel Chandler looks at a called strike. Joel 0 for 1, looking for his first knock of the game. He's down in the count 0-2. Brady has committed to, I think he's put this on his social media. I guess I probably should have checked, but I don't know why it would not be public. A lot of people know about it. He's committed to UT Southern to go out there down in Pulaski to play with a couple of three former teammates at Vol State. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Chandler's down on strikes. It's out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th. Back to the top of the lineup, Ryland Moses 1 for 3. Was robbed in his last at-bat by Jacob Lott, the right fielder. And a nice running over-the-shoulder catch. Otherwise, that ball would have been down at the warning track. And I see Lott moving back and out there in right field. Center fielder Matt Herlick is going way back. And instead, Moses is going to get plunked on the derriere. I'm heading to first.
Number 19, Hudson Separillo.
Full Count hit 6 batters yesterday. 2 of them were hit a total of 5 times for the Madisonville Miners. Tonight, it is 5 hit batters. Hudson Separillo's at the plate. Swings and misses, a little lefty on lefty matchup here. Ava's got a yard card. You all have yard cards out there in YouTube and Facebook land. You got to call it before he hits it, though. It's popped up and out of play to the left. A AAA autoglass foul ball. A few foul balls up on top of the roof of the dugout / locker room / workout facility / batting cages for Hendersonville Commandos. Ava, after the game, runner goes. That's lined out to right field. Lott comes on, makes the catch, and Rylan Moses toasted cheese at first. Basically a hit and run in there and a 9-3 double play to end the inning. Again, Separillo puts a stick on it, but lines out. Route number 2, Moses, who was running on the play, is doubled off to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. Head to the top of the 7th. Full Count leads 5-2. Be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
The Hendersonville Firefighters Association, IAFF Local 3460, we believe our mission goes beyond the firehouse. It's about serving people, strengthening our community, and sharing hope. That's why we're proud to support Full Count Ministries and their dedication to developing athletes, building character, and spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Whether on the field or in the community, we stand united in sharing the good news and making a lasting impact. Hendersonville Firefighters Association, Local 3460, proudly supporting Full Count Ministries. Go Rhythm.
We have a Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen. Logan Johnson from Franklin, Tennessee. Played at Columbia State this past year, and he's looking for a new home. Rising redshirt sophomore. Well, I say that. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's staying at Columbia State if he's a rising redshirt sophomore. 5'10", 180 pounds. Transferred from Tennessee Tech before getting to Columbia State. A right-hander, a science major. Son of Josh and Jessica Johnson. Siblings Madison and Lincoln. He's got a peepaw and a nana in Brentwood, Tennessee. He's got a grandpa and a grandma in Cookeville. And a grandpa and a grandma in Colorado Springs. 14 games this past year for the Chargers. 1 start. 20 innings on the mound. 29 strikeouts for Logan Johnson. He will face 6, 7, and 8 in the Rotors lineup. Coming on with a 5-2 lead. Clinton 0 for 2. He's got a forward K and a backward K on his line so far. He's going to have a ground ball up to a diving play by Joel Chandler to get in his glove, but he had absolutely no play. And it's going to be an infield single for Clinton. Superman dive to catch it. Showing some athleticism there. The runner at first. Ellis Hurt steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Grounded into a double play to end the 4th. Rhythm have turned 2 double plays. Solely hit ground ball. I don't know if you can get 2 on this. Rogers going to go the short way, throw over to first, and not in time to get hurt. So Hurt grounds into the fielder's choice. Now 1 out. Good job by Rogers to get the lead runner, Cade Clinton. Now 4 hits on the scoreboard for the Rotors. Owen Phillips at the plate. He struck out twice. Lisa Separulo is listening in with Tommy. I want to say they're down in Jackson or Jackson area. Maybe I just go Madison County. Met Tommy back a couple of years ago and early in the season, JUCO season at Vol State. I think it was the second year that Hudson was at Union, so it would have been 2 years ago. He was telling me that he had redshirted the first year, and I think it was after maybe their first week down at Union, and he may have been the player of the week in their conference. He had like 7 hits or something in that first week. He transferred to Motlow. Why didn't he go to Vol State? Wouldn't have got hurt there. Brad Swope, our trainer, Justin McKinney, longtime trainer at Ball State, they'd have made sure that didn't happen. Lynn Burgess also watching from Delaware. That's a 4-pitch walk to Phillips. Logan Johnson. Runners down first and second.
Center fielder, number 36, Matt Erlin.
Matt Hurlick, a couple ground outs to Joel Chandler at second. If he does it again, we might be calling out a do-dat double play. The College of Worcester. That's 5 straight out of the zone by Johnson. All right. Retool, dial it back in. Unplug it, plug it back in. Nice stop by Bryson Hamilton behind the plate. Johnson's second appearance of the year for full count. 2 innings, giving up 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Did plunk a batter, but I'm pretty sure he didn't mean to. Rhythm hit 15 batters in the first 6 games. That's in there for a called strike. Right at the letters. Jackson Grant went 2 innings of hitless baseball. And scoreless. Fouled off and out of play toward field number 2. Over to Conway Twitty Lane. Grant also struck out a batter. He faced 7. Breaking pitch, line foul. You feel good about your 2 balls and 2 strikes? I'm just talking ball over here, not keeping up with the count. Just talking some baseball. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball foul. Hudson Separulo has to show Joel Chandler that he can dive as well. But problem was, it was foul and he didn't catch it. It's okay, Hudson. Laney says, "Good job, Hudson." His fiancée. Not sure where she's from, though. Ava says Georgia, and she said it very authoritative. That's in the dirt or the turf, and not finding it till now is Bryson Hamilton. We got our ball boy out handing some baseballs. It's a wild pitch, moves the runners up. And now a full count. Ministries full count. So no double play conventionally. But I didn't use my double play card yet. Hamilton having some equipment issues. Give me time to tell you about the rest of the defense. Gabe Jenkins way out there in left field. Rylan Moses in center. Nathan Rowland is in right. Barrett Brown at third. He hadn't had any plays yet over there. Caught primarily at White House High School, but for Team Reese in the fall, he would catch, then he'd go play shortstop. Very strong arm. Apparently, we're going to need to call the sporting goods store for Bryson Hamilton. Get a new shin guard or something. Shortstop is Landon Rogers. Second base is Joel Chandler. He's been busy all day, all evening. Hudson Separulo, common spelling of Separulo. Not to be confused with Hudson when he goes to Henderson Flash. Up there, he's Keparulo. They do not ask for pronunciation help up there at Henderson. They just do what they want to do. They apparently do not care. And that's okay, I'm sure. With a name like Separulo, you're getting called everything. All right, we're fixed up. Thanks to somebody in the dugout. Full count Ministries, 1 out. Full count Ministries, full count, 1 out. Runners at second and third. Swing and a miss, and a Corson strikeout. Sits down a Herlick. That is out number 2. First strikeout of the game for Logan Johnson, who's the third pitcher on for the Rhythm. Logan Kuhn is stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Facing his third pitcher of the night. He's faced Jackson Goddard, Jackson Grant, Logan Johnson. Fastball down low. Kuhn, K-U-H-N. Unless it's K-U-E-H-N, which I think maybe what's on. I'm not sure where that is. Maybe that's my misspelling. Called strike. How do you have his name spelled, Ken? K-U-H-N? That's what's on the lineup card. I don't know if that's what was in Game Changer or not. Like Joe Kuhn, not Vo Kuhn. Joe Kuhn, former co-worker of mine. 2-1 pitch, grounded foul toward the Rotors dugout. Count moves to 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 2 outs, 2 on. The Rotors scored 2 in the first. We got rain coming, Ava. When's it getting here? Are you a wannabe weather reporter? 9. It's 8:58. 2-2 pitch is high, ball 3, and a full count. Ministries full count. Skullbone, Tennessee. I need to know where Skullbone, Tennessee is. I've never heard of Skullbone. I don't think it actually exists. I mean, I've heard of Bucksnort. That is a softly hit fly ball, but Nathan Rowland says, not on my watch. I'm making that catch for out number 3. He was playing Kuhn in, and that ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left aboard. It is 7th inning stretch time, and you know how we do it right here. We do it just like we always do, but it's different than everybody else. Johnny Cash is going to sing Get Rhythm. If you're here, we need to see you up and getting after it. We'll take a break and be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. We're watching on YouTube and on Facebook. That's what it's called, Facebook.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
It's time for some Country Financial. Zach Williams insurance runs here in the bottom of the 7th. Gabe Jenkins, Nathan Rowland, and Bryson Hamilton to face Ben Bryant. First pitch misses out of the zone. Gabe Jenkins been on base twice with a hit by pitch and a walk. He scored both times. The other time, grounded out to the second baseman. He's 0 for 1. Rhythm have 5 runs on 2 hits. That can't make any pitching coach happy. Especially if it's your pitchers giving it up. It's well struck down the right field line. Jacob Lott is going to watch that one sail on out of here for a Chick-fil-A Rivergate solo home run. Who had a yard card for Gabe Jenkins? Nobody. Leadoff solo shot. That's a Country Financial. Zach Williams insurance run for Gabe Jenkins. Jenkins hits his first long ball with a rhythm. That's his 3rd RBI. Home run number 7 of the year for the Rhythm. Let's get that run on the board. Yes. All 1 to Nathan Rowland. Could they go back to back? I'll go ahead and use my yard card. I'm going to use a yard card right here. Nathan Rowland. Back to back jacks. Instead, he's going to get on base with his 3rd hit by pitch. Who was it yesterday for, who did we play? Madisonville. Brock Maddox hit by a pitch 3 times. Caleb Braden hit by a pitch twice. Nathan Rowland says, "You got nothing on me. I'm heading to first." Second hit batter by Bryant. Ben Bryant. So I retain my yard card. Let's see if anybody else is using a yard card here for Bryson Hamilton. He's looking for his first hit. I wonder if I should roll the dice. That's a home run cut, but he comes up empty. Rhythm leads 6-2. Hamilton down 0-2. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Madisonville Miners have come back and now batting in the bottom of the 9th, trail by 2 to the Henderson Flash. In the dirt, nice stop by Easton Sullivan. the hind catcher for the Fulton Railroaders. Luka Dickinson hit 4 batters. So far, Ben Bryant's plunked 2, and there's a swing and a miss. That's the third one. Bryson Hamilton wasn't sure, but that is the first out.
Now batting shortstop, number 7.
Third strikeout of the game for Bryant. Brings up Landon Rogers, who's 0 for 3. Runner takes off. Pitch is a strike. Wow, it sure did. And there's a century steal of second base by Nathan Rowland. Caught stealing earlier, but he is not going to be denied. He's now 1 for 2 on the night. We got a 1 ball, 1 strike now. I don't know. I thought he put up. Oh, okay. I thought he put up fingers there. Tapper foul. Rogers is from Memphis, Tennessee. Doug and Kelly Rogers, his parents. Went to Briarcrest Christian. Although I thought I heard somebody say something about Fairview, and the 0-2 is swung on and missed. I've seen on Facebook, Doug has been on there. So if you're not in Memphis anymore, send me a Facebook post, or you can send me an email at treesports@gmail.com. I'm saying that you're living in Memphis. I think somebody may have said Fairview. That is out to center field. That's going to get down for a base hit by Barrett Brown, and it just hit the grass. And there's Barrett Brown's second hit of the year and his second RBI. I believe that's right. Got that one off the handle. I thought he had an RBI. I did not put an RBI correctly. He got an RBI. Did he get one yesterday? No, maybe not. I may be mistaken. Swing and a miss and a foul tip at the plate by Zeller. What did Barry? He got that hit yesterday against Madisonville. It was not. There was not an RBI in that. That's right. All right. I sit corrected. Zeller looking for his first hit of the game. Let's get the right camera on there. Started to go on the breaking pitch and takes it for ball 2. Ava Dorn, our scorekeeper or clock operator, scoreboard operator, I'll get to it, says it's going to rain. There's a ball in the turf. Barrett Brown gets down to second base on the wild pitch. Ball 3. And Brown reads the turf ball. It is Ben Bryant's, I believe, his second wild pitch. Zeller, a couple strikeouts and a fielder's choice. That's drilled out to right center field, and nobody's getting that one. That plugs the gap. It'll drive in a run. Jackson Zeller drops the anchor at second for a dudette double and an RBI. Look at all these Country Financial, Zach Williams insurance runs being put up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Big 2-out knock by Barrett Brown and Jackson Zeller. Now, Joel Chandler needs to get a hit here to extend his hitting streak. I'm going to play my hit card here. Again, there you go. Look at you, Ava. Before I even say it, he's 0 for 2, which means he's due. Takes a called strike. 3 hits in the inning. The Rhythm only had 2 hits in the game prior to this inning. Solo home run by Gabe Jenkins to get the party started. It's a Country Financial Zach Williams insurance party. Called strike, and he's got 2 on him. Don't think he agreed with that one. The 1-2 misses inside, and it hits Chandler. So right now, I wouldn't expect that he's going to get an opportunity to come to the plate again. Runners at first and second, and that is now 7 hit batters by the Rotors, 2 pitchers. Back to the top of the lineup, Rylan Moses. Yeah, we got more bruises than we got hits off the old Hickory steel press bats. And there's Rylan Moses with another throw of the bat. He's working on a drill, apparently, at Framework Athletics on, hey, just throw the bat at the ball. That's what you're looking at. You throw the bat at the ball. Instead, he's throwing the bat at the Rotors on deck circle. Rylan is 1 for 3. He's been one of the plunkies tonight. He was the first plunky of Ben Bryant. Luka Dickinson got the start, went into the 5th inning, but could not retire a batter. Threw to 4 batters. Walked 2 in that inning, hit a batter, gave up a hit, was replaced by Ben Bryant in the 5th. Gave up only 2 hits, but 5 runs, walked 5, hit 4, struck out 2. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Trevecca Trojan, rising sophomore from Goodpasture High School. Chopped to the right side, Owen Phillips gloves, throws over to Kaufman, and Moses retired. The Rhythm send 8 to the plate in the 7th and pick up 3 Country Financial. Zach Williams insurance runs to lead 8-2. Let me check my score bug and make sure that is correct. It is. And we will head to the 8th. Ava Dorn says rain is coming. So we're going to see if that's true. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen. Jim Douthit, the 4th pitcher, out for Jimmy Gamboa's squad, pitching staff. Douthit, 6 foot, 190 pound left-hander, rising redshirt sophomore at Virginia Military Institute. From Richmond, Virginia, economics and business major, the son of Fielding and Gail Douthit, brother to Caroline, grandson of Grandpa Bill in Richmond, Virginia, and a Mimi in Richmond, Virginia, staying in the host home of Matt and Ashley Blazer. Matt Blazer was on the Full Count mission trip last week, I believe, down there with, is that Reed Glover down there last week? Adam Spates down there this week. John Smithson down there a couple of weeks ago. Final answer. Douthit gives up a line drive single as Nick Causey picks up his third hit of the ball game. Rude. Greeting by Nick Causey. Bring up right fielder Jacob Lott to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Douthit's third appearance for Full Count this year. He's thrown 2 1/3 innings, giving up 1 hit, now make it 2. Sidearm delivery from the left side. They've got a couple of those. Jackson Grant, for sure, who pitched the 5th and 6th. Jack Smith is a left-hander. I don't think he drops down as far as Grant and Douthit. There's a called strike. A little lefty on lefty action there. Douthit walked 3, struck out 5, picked up a save up at Madisonville. Opponent's hitting 143. That's gone up with the base hit by Nick Causey. One ball, 2 strikes is what my scorebook should say. And it does now. Jacob Lott. Not sure how many home runs he had last year. Seems like when I think of Jacob Lott, I think of home runs. Now, he is a left-handed hitter, and if you've not been to Low House Field up in Fulton, Kentucky, you need to go and just watch a game. About a 200-foot fence to right field. There's a throw over to first, and it's going to go into the rotor bullpen. Rounding second is Causey, and he is headed to third. The throw is right on the dot, and Causey is out. Did Separulo make that throw, or is that is Separulo? So it's going to be an E1 to get him to second, but 3-5 for out number 1. Let's get him off the base and put an out up there. That's how that works. I didn't think Separulo had a chance to throw him out. Swing and a miss, and a Corson. Fire and security. Strikeout. And again, somebody didn't remember how many outs there were. Douthit's first strikeout. Gave up a single and then took it away. I think he also had a pickoff at Madisonville. Going to have to go back, take a look, see at that as Easton Sullivan comes to the plate. Right-handed hitting catcher. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. All right, Douthit came in relief in the 8th at Madisonville. I don't see a pickoff on there. No pickoff. See if he had one, swing and a miss, or a foul tip at the plate. Bryson Hamilton taking a beating back there. What other game did Douthit pitch in? Game number 4. That hit him? Yeah, it's going to be a hit by pitch. So Douthit picks up a plunking. That brings up Ben Kaufman. Swing and a miss. And Motlow State's roster I just pulled up online. Theirs is almost as bad. Fouled off. All they have is number, name. They do have possessions. They bat right or left, and freshman or sophomore, but they don't have hometowns on there. I was thinking maybe Motlow State could tell me where Nick Causey and Bennett Kaufman are from, but no help there. Douthit delivers ball 1 to the Rotor first baseman. Douthit had a pickoff in the game against Paducah here at home. That's where I saw. Slow breaking pitch on the outside corner. Might have been a changeup, and that is a backward K. And of course, fire and security strikeout, the second of the inning for Douthit. He ran the gamut there. He hit several boxes in the categories, pitching categories. Gave up a hit, no runs. He did have an error, and one runner was left on. He also did plunk a batter. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th looking for a walk-off. 4 runs will do it. 4 runs, and the Rhythm will take this one in 8. We'll be right back on the Full Count Sports Network. You can go ahead and see if you can find Tim Reese on the video commercial. It's in the Full Count Ministries commercial I'm playing right now.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
New pitcher on for the Railroaders. Dane Lynn, a right-hander from Jackson State Green Jays. He's here with a couple of teammates. Yair Cordero, who's a two-way player. At least he has been for the Railroaders when I've noticed in their box score. And Pedro Fuentes, also a Jackson State Green Jay. They have 3 on the Railroaders roster. Anthony Brown, that's Barrett Brown's grandfather up in Madisonville, enjoying the game. Hudson Separulo is going to be the leadoff batter, and Ava Dorn has extended her yard card. She says it's going to happen right here. I still have mine to use. Ken and Chris Freeman here in the rhythm section have used theirs already. Fulton Railroaders have been around in the Ohio Valley League. They're one of the original members from 2011. Fulton Railroaders, the Owensboro Oilers, later known as the Owensboro River Dogs, who then left the OVL in 2023. The Tradewater Pirates, who later became the Madisonville Miners. Who would be the fourth member of the early squad? Nope, Dubois County's not it. You're gonna have to really know your OVL history for this one. All right, Jonathan Huffam says yard card. Nana's watching Case and Hill. Nana, you're not getting to see him much. He's in the dugout. Well, this might be the first game he hadn't played. Let's get the count right. 2 balls and a strike, according to Ava Dorn, our scoreboard operator here. The Marion Bobcats were one of the 4 teams. Going to give you another trivia question. I'll throw this out. Who was your guess? Oh, Dubois County Bombers. Yeah, Dubois County Bombers came in 2013. That was the year that the Fulton Railroaders won their second championship. They won in 2011 when there were 4 teams. Beat Owensboro. Is Ava Dorn. Wah, 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 wah. There goes her yard card. Hudson Separulo disappoints Ava. Strikeout to lead off the 8th. Jenkins, could he go back to back? He hit one down that right field line. It's 320 down that line and couldn't see where it went, but it cleared it. Inside pitch for ball 1. It's a home run, a single, and a double in that 3-run 7th inning. 10 time is called. As Jenkins doing? He went ahead and offered at it. It's not a pitch. It's no pitch. Jenkins hit by a pitch and scored in the first, grounded out in the second, walked and scored in the 5th, homered, leading off the 7th. 1-0 pitch coming. Not sure what timeout. Who called timeout there? Who did? Yeah. I know the home plate umpire did, but why? So the Fulton Railroaders defeated Owensboro. They had to come back and win the last 2 games of that best-of-3 series back in 2011. Dave Jenkins does not want to be the 8th hit-by-pitch victim of the Roaders. Then the Hoptown Hoppers joined in 2012 to make it 5 teams in the OVL. It's on the outside corner at the letters for a called strike. Tidewater Pirates then changed to the Madisonville Pirates. The next year in 2013, the Madisonville Pirates became the Madisonville Miners, and the Dubois County Bombers joined, as that's ball 4. Gabe Jenkins will reach a freebie for the 3rd time. Nathan Rowland, I've used him as a yard card before. He got hit by a pitch last time. I'm going to use him again. He's been hit 3 times. Surely there's no chance he could be hit a 4th. Fulton Railroaders, after dropping the championship game in 2012 to the Hoptown Hoppers, came back and defeated Hoptown in 2013. 6 teams in the OVL then. It's a big hop off of first base, but not going. That's high and deep to left field. Did I get one? I did not. What's the air doing here? I mean, it got Ken Stegall out of his chair, but That's right. He did it just so he could see left field. But a fly out. Wah, 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 wah. And the whole rhythm section is hit the crapper up here in the press box on yard cards tonight. Bryson Hamilton probably going to go yard right here. He's looking for his first hit of the ball game. He's 0 for 2. A throw over to first. Gabe Jenkins back. Jenkins had a little trouble running those bases yesterday. He might be sticking a little close to home, or maybe first. Jenkins does not go. Chris Freeman loses his stolen base card. Hamilton's been plunked once. He's also walked, grounded out, and struck out. He's going here. Pitch is a ball. Throw down is not handled. And that's a stolen base ball. He's showing 1-1, though. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that makes sense. Stand down, Tim. Stolen base for Gabe Jenkins. Yep. Jenkins now with 2 stolen bases in 3 attempts. Swinging a miss on a slider by Hamilton. That's his VMI Keydette teammate out there at second base. His other one, Jim Douthit, just completed the 8th. The question is, will he come back out for the 9th? Or will he need to? Full count can get on a stick here with 2 outs. They need 4 to walk it off. Fouled off. AAA Autoglass foul ball. They operate in Kentucky, Texas, Louisiana, New York. Mike Harrell's gone yard card on who? Right here on Bryson Hamilton? That would be the smart answer. Mike Harrell, I didn't see your. You're going to have to say who it is. Julie Sweeney says she's saving hers for Ryan Sweeney. You're going to be saving it a long time. Well, if it was for Bryson Hamilton, wah, 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 because he just goes down swinging. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left aboard for the Rhythm in the 8th. We're going to the 9th. Rhythm with a 6-run lead as we head to the 9th. We'll be back with more OVL history right after this break.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here.
Compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen for the Rhythm. We're 27, big Trent Miller from Greenbrier, Tennessee. Finished up his JUCO career at Volunteer State Community College. This past April, I believe, was the last game, April 30th. Trent Miller on for his 2nd appearance for the Full Count Rhythm. Had 1 inning of work, struck out 2 batters, faced 3. He is the fifth pitcher on for the Rhythm. Jim Douthit goes 1 inning, gives up 1 hit. Strikes out 2, does not allow a run. He faced 4 batters. Miller will face 6, 7, and 8 in the Rotors lineup with a 6-run lead here in the top of the 9th. Cade Clinton, who has one of the 5 hits now for the Rotors, will step to the plate. Miller 6'4", 230 pounds. Rising redshirt junior. Bill and Treva Miller, his parents. Presley and Kendall, his older sisters. He's got a nanny in Kingston Springs. 13 games this past spring for the Ball State Pioneers as he gets the first pitch in there for a called strike. 20 innings, struck out 34 opposing batters. Clinton fouls that one off. Big Miller getting ahead. Just what his pitching coach, head coach want to hear. All right, quickly, let's get some OVL history in here. Fulton Railroaders have won 2 championships. They won them in 2011 and 2013. They were runner-ups. Swing and a miss. Miller with 3-pitch strikeout, brought to you by Corson Fire and Security. Grant Edwards is here. I saw at least 2 of his 3 sons here. Garrett T. and Gunner B. were here. I don't know if Grady D. was here or not. Ellis Hurt at the plate. He's 0 for 3. Ground ball right back to Miller, and he gloves it and jogs over to first. It's 4 pitches and 2 outs for Big Miller. Stay tuned. We will have the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game and the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Tonight it is verses. Got a couple of them. Coming out of Psalms as Owen Phillips is the last gasp for the Rotors. He swings at the first pitch. Meal tonight is provided by Wendy's, thanks to Jimmy Head over there at Wendy's. He's been there a long time with Wendy's. We had, Kona Ice here tonight at the ballpark for the food trucks. Pitchers of record are Jackson Grant for the win and Luka Dickinson for the loss. If the lead doesn't stay at 8-2 or 8-something Rhythm, that's out to left center field. That may be trouble. Moses going after it, and that's going to split the gap. Phillips will cruise into second base with a 2-out double. Matt Hurlick 0 for 3 will get an opportunity. Rotors scored 2 runs in the top of the first inning and have been shut out since. To finish the Fulton Railroaders, a little bit of history there. Won championships in 2011, 2013, runner-up in 2012, and then again in the last 2 years, they were runners-up to the Henderson Flash in 2024 and to the Full Count Rhythm last year. His first pitch swinging. Hurlick, it's over down the left field line, and we're not going to be able to see it. Not sure if it's it's a fair ball, and it gets down. And it's going to be back-to-back doubles as a high fly ball lands in fair territory, says Devin Neely. And the score's now 8-3. First run given up by Trent Miller. I think Roland or Jenkins, the left fielder, was playing over into left center field, which is more where he's going now. But it's out of our sight. We can't see because of the building, which is also known as the dugout. A slow tapper right back to Miller. He's got it, and he throws over to Separulo. And this one belongs to the Rhythm. Ava Dorn, she knows nothing growing on her. She gone. Rhythm get the 8-3 victory and get back on the winning ways here after losing their first game yesterday. Fulton Railroaders losing streak goes to 4. They fall to 1-7. Full Count moves to 6-1. 6-1 now for the Rhythm. And Fulton Railroaders now 1-7. Trent Miller goes 1 inning, gives up a couple of hits, a run, no walks, 1 strikeout. And our Full Count, or our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game, we might not have a hitter qualify for that. See if nobody had 2 hits. Yeah, 190 is our attendance for tonight. A game that takes 2 hours and 40 minutes. And as looking through the score sheet, nothing is jumping out on the hitting side. Let's check the pitching side. We're going to go with the winner. Jackson Grant is our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Came in and throws 2 innings of hitless, runless baseball, walked a batter, struck out a batter, and gets the win. Grant picks up his first win of the year and his first Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. Congratulations to Jackson Grant. He wins absolutely nothing but the pride of being a Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. Now let's get our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. See if maybe this is Zach Williams' favorite. That's not where I want to find that. Where am I finding that? There we go. It's in Psalms 56. I don't hear this very often, but I heard it once and thought a lot about it when I put it into my fighter verses. Psalm 56, verses 10 through 11 says, "In God, whose word I praise, in the Lord, whose word I praise, in God I trust and am not afraid. What can man do to me?" That's tonight's Full Count Ministries verse of the game, Psalm 56, 10 and 11. As Full Count gets the victory, 8-3 is the final. 3 runs scored in the 5th inning, 3 more in the 7th as they poured on some Country Financial Zach Williams insurance runs. Have to get with Zach here soon. We've got some work I need help with on the broadcast here, adding some more video. So our ACS Home Builders Alumni Spotlight, Frankie Delgado tonight, a Johnson City police officer. Appreciate the Delgados joining in tonight. And please pray for our mission trip folks that are down in Nicaragua for a week. Jonas Smithson, Adam Spates, and the rest of the group down there as they are working with Alex Montiel, Haida Rubio, David Zeladon, Full Count missionaries down in Nicaragua. Let me get you the rest of those that may be down there as well, working with the crew. Mario Gonzalez, he's the Honduras minister. Wilmer Lopez, of course, is there. Arsenio Rodriguez, Norbin Gutierrez, and I know everybody's favorite is Carolina Martinez, the team chef. She's the all-star for sure. She is everybody's Chick-fil-A Rivergate chef of the game or chef of the week for sure. Joan, if you're still listening, make sure to say hey to Miss Carolina from me. Let's see if we got any last-minute Facebook posts here. Glenn Grant says attaboy for his son Jackson. Dolores Harrell says they don't even have Wendy's anymore. All right. Ken Stegall's out of here. You're back next week, right? Our official score. All right. And let's check to see if I got any emails. I got one from the Meadows, Bugs Meadows family. They were looking for the train to keep rolling. Bugs didn't get in tonight's game from Elizabethton, Tennessee. The son of Cody and Kim Meadows. Brother to Ashlyn. Paul's in Elizabethton. They were watching with Cody's brother John, who's in from New Mexico. Brady Davis's family, Rodney and Ryan Davis, didn't get their names in earlier. His sister Faith. Grandpa's in Clarksville, as well as Grammy, two Vol State Pioneers on the Fulton Railroader squad. Betty Crittenden still listening in. I guess we come to you. We'll be coming to you. Not this week. It's going to be a week from tomorrow before we go up to the Railroaders. I will be, Lord willing, at that away game. But then on the 17th, Wednesday, against the Flash, I will not be there. We're off tomorrow. Then we're off to Hoptown on Tuesday. Home game against the Flash on Wednesday. Then back on the road to Paducah on the 11th. It's kids camp. It's been moved from Monday to Thursday to Tuesday to Friday. So hoping to, when I get home, that real soon my grandson Reese Snapkett is going to be at my house. It'll be good to see little Reese and spend the next 4 days with him before they head back for some more baseball in Mississippi. It's fun to see Reese and Eli, two cousins, get together and play. Lucy enjoys seeing the boys as well. That'll do it from Drakes Creek Park for general manager and head coach Josh Carmen, Brooke Carmen, the administrative assistant. What do they call her on here? Administrator. She's the full count administrator. This is Tim Reese, who's sitting in for my wife, Susan, who took the night off. She might be back on the next home game. Man, maybe not. She's probably going to be wanting to be around Reese, if possible. We are final. I didn't get the final button hit right there. 8-3, full count gets the win. In 2 hours and 40 minutes, 190 people here or so, including Mimi from Paris, Tennessee, staying in Lebanon with her sister Diane. It's good to meet them before the game. Winning pitcher, Jackson Grant, 1-0. Losing pitcher, Luka Dickinson, no save in today's ball game. That'll do it from Drakes Creek Park. Tough to say goodnight, but I'm going to have to. God bless you. Thank you for watching another exciting edition of Full Count Rhythm Baseball right here on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Good night, everybody.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm Baseball game presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We'll see you next time right here on the Full Count Broadcast Network.